Hello, it's Neil Romanek, and this is a human head. It's not a human head, it's a pumpkin, obviously. Obviously, not a human head. But this will be carved to become a jack o' lantern, which very much looks like a human head, and which we put on our doorstep to resemble a human head on the doorstep, and a very macabre tradition that happens every year at Halloween. And why do we do such a weird thing? Put this replica, this effigy of a human head on our doorsteps every Halloween. It's weird, but it's very ancient and very primal, you could say, tradition that goes way back and has its roots probably back to Celtic times and before, when keeping heads of your enemies in cedar chests, which you'd bring out at special festivals and show off to people, was an actual thing. And, there's a lot of stuff like that that's kind of creepy and weird and scary and spooky that we do. And it's very much a part of our culture. At AU, we are launching a new event series which looks into some of this spookiness called Monster Lab. And Monster Lab has its official launch tomorrow, which will be a online discussion with historians Sarika Davies and sculptor S.D. Reich. And we're going to talk about monsters. Now, Monster Lab is something I've been thinking about for a while because I do love monsters. And not just, it's not just Dracula and Frankenstein and Godzilla and Jaws the Shark. But the idea of monsters, bad guys, villains, the dark side of things that are, of course, interesting and dramatic, but also can reveal a lot about who we are as humans. And we can learn a lot from monsters. Monsters are often teachers or mentors. We think of Silence of the Lambs, right? Hannibal Lecter, scary, but also charismatic, fascinating, mysterious, and a mentor. He's there to help Clarice Starling get to the next level. He's the dragon, the red dragon, but he's the dragon that she has to get through, encounter, befriend, take apart into herself from, in order to get it to the next level, to become who she's supposed to be. So monsters, very, very important to study. Very, very useful. But at AU, we try to serve the creative community. We try to serve creative businesses. And what we want to try to do with Monster Lab is not only present that opportunity to think about monsters or villains, adversaries, antagonists in new and interesting ways, but to also provide some really cool, practical instruction, advice, tools, and techniques for thinking about how to build monsters and build drama and build stories and storytelling. So we use monsters as that lens to talk about a variety of things: design, storytelling, character, performance, costumes, visual effects, you name it. There's so many ways in that monsters allow you to explore a really wide array of topics and skills and world of creativity. So we're launching Monster Lab tomorrow, as I said, with this event. Please come if you would like. Just have 24 hours, but and there will be a link somewhere around here that you can access. But the important thing, I think, is, hey, here's a monster right here. Terrifying, terrifying monster. That's Count Taco Cat the 10th. That literally is his name, Count Taco Cat the 10th. Anyway, but we're going to be using Monster Lab as a way to have an ongoing discussion with creatives using monsters as this lens to talk about creativity in all kinds of interesting ways. So it's a long-term project. So if you can't make it tomorrow, don't worry about it. It's just a launch event. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to explore some stuff about monsters. We're going to talk to Sarika Davies, as I said, who's a historian who's written this amazing book about human beings and our tendency to monsterize the world around us. And Esty Reich and her, she's going to talk about her amazing little sculptures that she does of monsters. That'll be available on video for you to watch, as will all the Monster Lab content that we're going to do. But we would love your input. We would love your participation. We're already reaching out to scholarship, we're reaching out to business, we're reaching out to creative institutions to get them on board, to just see how we can be useful to them in helping them tell their stories and think about monsters, adversaries, problems in interesting ways. So Monster Lab, join us for Monster Lab. You can always find out what's going on at AU-Works, which is our website. And we hope we will see you in the dungeons, or wherever monsters happen to be. Maybe not so much in the dungeons. Maybe they're under your own roof. Maybe they're inside your head. Anyway, see you around. Thanks.